Welcome back to the Vegan Test Kitchen, everyone. It's kind of crazy, but we're coming down the home stretch of this Veganomicon series. This is the second to the last episode. I know. So I thought it'd be a great time to bring you two recipes that are kind of at the heart of every great vegan meal. We have a solid protein source and some greens. So we're making a hot sauce glazed tempeh with easy stir-fried leafy greens. And yes, they are called easy in the cookbook, so if they're not, Veganomicon, I'm coming after you. So, as always, all the ingredients that you need are listed below. Let's get started. All right, so we're gonna do the hot sauce glazed tempeh first because it needs to marinate for about an hour. So let's steam our tempeh, grab a pot, bring it to a boil, and then we're gonna steam this tempeh for about 10 minutes. All right, so we're gonna cut this tempeh in half and then diagonal. And once again, yes, this is normal. All right, so we're gonna put our tempeh in the boiling water because we want to steam away some of that bitterness. And it's gonna make it easier to soak up some of that marinade. All right, while our tempeh is steaming, let's go ahead and start on our marinade. All right, in a bowl big enough that we're gonna be able to fit all of our tempeh, we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, a 1/4 cup of hot sauce, your favorite one is fine, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 garlic cloves, crushed, a 1/2 cup of wine, whatever you got around is fine, and a teaspoon of cumin, a 1/2 teaspoon oregano, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of cayenne. Give this a good whisk. That smells good. Nice and spicy. All right, our tempeh is ready. All right, so like I said, we're gonna let this marinate for about an hour. We wanna flip these every so often, so don't forget to do that. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge. Doesn't say whether to do it or not, but I feel like we probably should. Our tempeh's been marinating for about a half an hour, so I think now's probably a good time to start on our second recipe. So you're gonna grab a pound of greens. Now you can grab pretty much any leafy green that you want, which is why this recipe is so versatile and great. I have mustard greens because I've never cooked with them before, so I thought now would be a good time to do that. But you can grab collard or chard, whatever you come across that you haven't tried maybe, or just any kind of leafy green. All right, once our greens are nice and washed, if they have thick stems, we're gonna cut those out because we wanna cook those first. Just cook them down a little bit. So in bunches, we're gonna slice these into 1 to 2 inch wide sections. And these stems that we cut off, we're gonna cook these later, but I'm gonna go ahead and slice these probably in half, just so they're not huge. All right, and finally we're gonna mince 3 cloves of garlic and grate a 1/2 inch cube of ginger. Fun fact, cumin, or cumin, however you pronounce it is fine by me, but one thing that is indisputable is that cumin is the second most popular spice in the world, just behind pepper at number 1. In fact, it was so well loved in the Middle Ages that it was believed if you had a plentiful amount of cumin in your home, it would prevent lovers and chickens from running away. And although we refer to them as cumin seeds, they're actually the dried fruit from the cumin plant. All right, let's go ahead and grab our tempeh out of the fridge. All right, since our easy stir-fried leafy greens are gonna be easy, we're gonna do our tempeh first. And their preferred method of cooking this is grilling it on a cast iron grill. We do that a lot, so I figured it'd be nice to do a different cooking method, so we're gonna pan fry these instead, which is an option in the cookbook, so we're good. Grab a heavy bottom skillet and preheat it over a medium heat. And once we're getting preheated, we're gonna throw in a tablespoon of oil, and it's time to grab our tempeh. We're gonna saute this for about 10 minutes. We wanna flip it often, and then every time we do, we're gonna spoon a little bit of this marinade on top. Keep getting these wonderful pockets of delicious, spicy hot sauce smell and I'm about to devour this. All right, so we are finished with this. We're gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna set this off to the side. Just let it stay warm in there. I'm gonna stick a lid on it. And we're gonna start on our leafy greens. Shouldn't take too long. So we're gonna grab a non-stick skillet or a wok. So we're gonna put this on a medium-high heat and go ahead and throw in your peanut oil. All right, once we're nice and glistening, we're gonna throw in our garlic and our ginger. We wanna stir this constantly for about 30 seconds. And then we're gonna add our thick stems. All right, now we're gonna add our huge bowl of greens. And we're gonna saute this for about 2 to 3 minutes. You obviously want it to wilt quite a bit. All right, once everything is softened, we're gonna sprinkle in our cooking wine or our mirin, our soy sauce, sprinkle of sugar, and optional chili oil. All right, and I think we're pretty much done. You want everything to be nice and bright green, the stems to be slightly tender, which they are. You don't want to overcook this, so I believe we are good. Let's try it. All right, I'm gonna try these leafy greens first. The greens themselves, since they're the mustard greens, they're a bit spicy in general. It's like a, spicy undertone to them. There's not a terrible lot of flavor. It is a nice, simple recipe. I would probably sprinkle a little bit of soy sauce on top right when you're serving it. This is my first time ever having mustard greens, and they're a little bit bitter. All right, I'm gonna try the tempeh now, because I'm super excited about that. It smells really good. It's lightly spicy. That marinade is delicious. I wonder if it would be good with a little bit sprinkled on too. Not that you need it really, but sometimes you just want to be extra. I would almost be tempted to grab the leftover marinade, have it sort of as a dipping sauce. It doesn't need it. It's very full of flavor. Because if you're not going to do anything else with that marinade, you might as well use it for this. All right, I'm gonna try both. So aside from the waiting for it to marinate, this is a fairly simple meal. It's deliciously spicy if you like that sort of thing. I think these are pretty good together. I think you should make them both if you're gonna make them. It's a nice meal. All right, y'all. I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit a thumbs up. I would love you for it. And make sure to subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. I'll see y'all next time for the very last Veganomicon video. In a bowl that's gonna fit all of our. All right, we're gonna steam our tempeh for about 10 minutes into the boiling water. Steam it into the boiling water. I mean, technically we're like cooking it. It's not really steaming, but it says steaming. All right, so we're gonna put our tempeh in the, why is that so weird to say?